Okay. Okay. All right, it is 6:30. I call the regular meeting of the Milliken Board of Trustees for November 28, 2018 to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. At this time, I request that all cell phones be silenced. Thank you. Will the town clerk please call roll?
Yes, ma'am. Trustee Burek?
Here.
Trustee Smith?
Here.
Trustee Trailer?
Here.
Trustee Wakeman?
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Austin?
Here.
Trustee Ehrlich and Mayor Woodcock are absent.
Okay, does anybody have any additions or deletions to the agenda?
I'd like to amend the minutes for the executive session to end at 8:25.
That actually
That was
will
wrong.
come a little bit
Okay.
later, but I
Then no.
appreciate your enthusiasm. Good job. It's all right.
This agenda.
Mayor Pro Tem Austin, if sometime during the meeting we can discuss the second meeting in December and the date for that, please.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Move to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, it passes. Citizens' comment. Will we have any citizens' comments? Well, to be efficient and expedient, we'll just skip right over this little 3-paragraph statement and move right on to the meeting minutes. Yes?
Is that me?
That will be you in just one moment. Hold on one more moment. Is there any discussion or comments on the meetings? Go, Polly.
Yes.
Okay.
I'd like to amend the minutes for the executive session to end at 8:25.
Thank you. Any other comments? I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the November 14th, 2018 Board of Trustees meeting.
Move to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Carried. List of bills. Does anybody have any questions or comments on the list of bills? I do have a question. Recently I was signing the check, so this will come up next month. But
Correct.
So I signed a check for Waste Management for their usual large sum of money.
Right.
I noticed that they charge us for an extra pickup for the roll-off. We did clean out the Welcome Center. That was $100.
Okay.
But they also charged us $100 for the roll-off at the PD. PD doesn't have a roll-off.
Correct. I have reached out to them and haven't heard back from them yet. Our rep changed people, so I think they're kind of short-handed right now. But
will
I'll
this
find
rep
out.
be any more expedient than the last one?
I'm hoping so, but I don't know.
Okay. Anyone else have any questions on lists of bills? No. Thank you very much, Mrs. Dillon. Okay. Moving on to the consent agenda.
Town Administrator's report.
Sorry.
Leonard would like to comment, so we'll go to Mr. Reese's Town Administrator report. I apologize for skipping over that.
That's
My
all right.
enthusiasm.
I understand.
Thank you.
Just a couple of quick things. After 5 long years, our RO water treatment plant, the construction has started. You can actually see the work going on. Anticipated that that will be up and running in the May-June timeframe, weather permitting. So we're anxious to get that going. Also, we are working on a new snow and ice removal agreement with CDOT. As you know, last year they informed us that they would be doing the snow and ice removal on 60 and 257. They now have offered to reimburse us for our costs for doing the snow and ice removal on those two streets, and of course 60 is our main street. We had to be on it anyway for the intersection work and the bump outs, so probably if it snows this weekend it'll still be CDOT, but we're hoping to get that done, be effective in January, and then citizens can start calling us to complain about the snow and ice removal. So hopefully that will continue and we'll get that done.
Will that have any impact on us getting our streets in town, in the subdivisions plowed, do you think?
No, we have snow routes and priorities, and those, of course, 60 and 257 are going to be the main priority, but we'll still get to them.
Okay, thank you.
And the reimbursement starts January of 2019?
Hopefully.
Or, okay.
Yes.
Anything else?
That's all I have.
Okay. Thank you. Peggy, did you have a question? Now we'll go on to the consent agenda. Do I have any discussion on the consent agenda? Hearing none, I'll call for a motion.
I move we approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Town clerk, please call for a vote.
Trustee Trailer?
Yes.
Trustee Smith?
Yes.
Trustee Burak?
Yes.
Trustee Wakeman?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Austin?
Yes.
Motion passed.
Thank you. Moving on to the action agenda, we have a public hearing on the proposed budget for 2019. Town Administrator Leonard Wiest and Finance Director, Manager Courtney Doe.
Yep. I drew the short straw, so I'll be talking and she'll be running the slides. So.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, for the last couple of months, you've been hearing about the 2019 budget. We got the final assessed valuation yesterday from the county assessor. Went up just a little bit from our preliminary assessed values, so we've made those revenue adjustments based on what you've seen over the last month or so. As you can see by this pie chart, this is a breakdown of our 2019 general fund revenues. The town of Milliken is very dependent on property tax. Matter of fact, the last printout I saw out of the 31 or 32 towns in Weld County, Milliken is the second highest. So it magnifies our problem. We need to get some retail, we need to get some sales tax in to offset some of that property tax and hopefully lower that mill levy a little bit. But the biggest portion of our revenue is property tax, and that about cover. Everything else is pretty cut and dry on what we get. Not a lot of flexibility in any of the other revenues. This bar graph shows the expenditures of those general fund revenues. And you can see that most of our money, or the biggest part of our money, is going toward public safety, that being the police department. This 2019 budget will provide the same level of service to the citizens in all areas of our operation, from public safety to public works, facilities, maintenance, etc. So no major change, because there wasn't a major change in our revenue.
Will we be fully staffed with officers, or do we still have an opening?
We are testing right now for the last opening, but no new positions for 2019, but we're still filling one that was budgeted for this year.
Thank you.
This is a two-year comparison of 18 and 19 on, again, those same breakdown of our revenues, but it's of the total Milliken budget, not just the general fund. So it includes all funds, water and sewer enterprise funds, etc. We are projecting $12,254,000 for our total budget. Those revenues are all pretty similar to what we've got in 18. You see under intergovernmental has backed off just a little bit from what we received, and that is partially due to closing on the Martin property grant this year yet, and so that'll disappear for next year. And the rest of the grants are budgeted in there, as well as the rest of the intergovernmental revenue. The next slide is the two-year comparison of the expenditures of the total budget. And the water is up because of the construction of the RO plant that is going on. Everything else is pretty similar to what we did in 2018. And the non-departmental, of course, went up because of the way we're handling those non-departmental requests this year. Milliken Events Committee, the Chamber of Commerce, the Historical Committee, etc. So we haven't had those separated out. In the past, they were mostly in-kind things that we did, but now we are assigning them a non-departmental status. The one other comment I'd like to make is, going back to the very first slide, if you can, the general fund, a milestone for Milliken. This is the first general fund budget over $5 million for the town of Milliken. And believe me, it'll continue to go up over the years. It won't be long. You'll have a $10 million milestone, but we did top $5 million for 2019. Any questions on anything that we've gone over the last couple months? No? Okay. That's all I have, Mayor.
So our big projects in 2019 are the Josephine Storm Drain, County Road 46 East and West, the mill overlay on Quintine.
Yeah, County Road 46, both the west end and the east end, if we get the energy impact grant that we applied for.
Okay.
If we don't get that grant, then we'll have to pick or choose the railroad tracks to the east or fix up the deteriorating road on the west end of 46.
Okay.
And of course, we are planning on the mill and overlay of Quintine from Broad to 46 and taking that milling and putting it on 46 over to 19 to help with that road that generates a lot of traffic.
And the drainage north of Broad and resurfacing roads there.
Yes, we are continuing with our street maintenance program that you saw this fall. Next year's program is again about $700,000 plus the $250 for Quintine. So we're at the $950,000 level, the same as we did this year. The program for next year would be all of the streets north of Broad, the little short blocks plus Cherry, Aragon that didn't get done this year, and one other street over here that needed a bunch of work before the microsurfacing. What was that one?
Josephine.
No?
Josephine.
No, well, Josephine didn't get done because we're doing
No one after the work is done.
but no. Anyway, we are going to, and Centennial Farms, we will be doing Centennial Farms, and our estimate right now is that we will be able to do most of the resurfacing in the Centennial Farms area as well.
Perfect, thank you. Any other discussion?
Any update on the railroad crossing on 46?
That will be part of the total Inez project, so from the railroad to County Road 25 and then from Irene west to Quintine. We are planning on putting in our bid proposal that the contractor will be responsible for getting the permits and permission from the railroad in order to do that, yes.
Other questions? Discussion? Hearing none, I'll take a motion.
It is a public hearing, Mayor Pro Tem, so we should
Oh.
open it up for public comment.
Do we have any public? Just a minute, it is 6:46, I'll open it up for public comment. Wow. No comments, concerns, questions? Ah, yes, please approach the podium.
Linda Meisner, 108 North Norma Avenue. Was anything budgeted for the Heritage House? We did request, I believe, somewhere close to $8,000, and I don't see anything in here regarding that, so I'd like to know.
We do have, I think, 9,600 in there.
That would be perfect. We'd love that. Thank you.
You can live with that, even though it was more than what you asked for.
You know, we didn't ask for near as much as we needed, but that'll
Okay.
help.
Thank you. Any other questions? Okay. Time is 6:47, and I'll close the public comment. Now I'll take a motion.
Oh, I'm not acting on it.
No. They can approve the preliminary budget if they want to. There's no motion.
Mayor and board members, we will have a resolution formally adopting the 2019 budget and appropriating funds and certifying the mill levy at your next regular meeting on December 12th.
So we don't have to approve this one today?
You do not.
It was just a public hearing.
Terrific. We'll skip that part. And we'll go on to the next item is to consider the approval for the adoption of the Freedom Parkway Intergovernmental Agreement and Access Control Plan. Pepper McClanahan.
Mayor Pro Tem and members of the Board of Trustees, before you tonight is the IGA and adoption of the Freedom Parkway Access Control Plan. This is to consider participation in the Freedom Parkway's coalition efforts, which we've already been participating in for a number of years, and to adopt an intergovernmental agreement access control plan with the cities of Evans, Greeley, Loveland, and the towns of Johnstown, Kersey, and Milliken, and also the counties of Weld and Larimer, for the development along SH 402, which is also known as WCR 52, and Freedom Parkway. 54. The background is Freedom Parkway is a key east-west corridor connecting I-25 on the west to the town of Kersey on the east and running approximately 1 to 2 miles south of and parallel with US 34. It traverses through or near 8 municipalities and counties, and several counties. In order to facilitate a coordinated development effort along this corridor and to ensure continuity through the various jurisdictions, a coalition was formed in June of 2016 to discuss and set policy regarding development along the roadway. An access control plan was drafted and discussed among the municipalities and the coalition, and the purpose of it is to maintain and enhance safety and mobility along the parkway. Also to provide reasonable access to adjoining properties. The recommended policies and standards established in the ACP will be implemented over time as development continues along the corridor and in order to meet those safety and mobility objectives as defined in the ACP. The attached document outlines both the process followed by the coalition, as well as the policies established. And the plan was also provides a process for amendments from the plan from any jurisdiction who is a party to the IGA. Milliken's municipal limits are currently located within an annexable distance from the Freedom Parkway, and it is within the town's growth boundary. There are no budget implications as a result of this. Participation is just, staff time, and there aren't any costs. The cost to develop the product and publishing and all of that was taken on by others. The Milliken Planning Commission reviewed the ACP at their meeting on November 7th, 2018, and determined that they had no conflicts with adoption of the Access Control Plan. I note tonight that in the audience we have Weld County Commissioner Kozad, as well as Don Anderson and various reps from municipalities that are a party to this IGA. And I'll submit the staff report, and I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
Do we have any discussion, comment?
I don't have any questions.
Well, I think this is a great opportunity for Milliken to participate in, especially considering that our town is only growing. Ms. McClanahan, do you see any large obstacles or concerns in getting it actually implemented?
As I explained to the Planning Commission, it gives us a seat at the table. It gives us a voice along the development of that corridor. We have been approached by a property owner who may be interested in annexing in that area into Milliken, so it is possible that we would have a presence along that corridor. It's another opportunity, possibly, depending on how it develops, possibly commercial for the community. It establishes some defined criteria to keep things safe, to keep things consistent, which, as you know, when a corridor traverses multiple municipalities, is always a good idea. You don't want to go from 20 miles per hour to 75 miles per hour, back to 35. These types of coordinated efforts are always a good idea. So I see no drawback to participating and recommend that you approve it.
It's very exciting for Milliken. I think that's a good idea. Will you ask?
Yeah.
Okay.
Commissioner Kozad and others present for this intergovernmental agreement. Would anybody like to comment or have input?
I'll make a few comments.
Well, good evening, everybody. Really appreciate the opportunity to speak to Milliken Town Board tonight. And I do want to say thank you to Milliken for your participation in the coalition. This has been, as Pepper said, about a little over 2-year process. Pepper did a great job presenting it, so I don't really have a whole lot more to add. But I do want to just let you know that the coalition is really wanting to continue the momentum and keep meeting and planning for this corridor. This is the first step because this is an arterial corridor all the way from I-25 to Kersey, as Pepper mentioned. And there's going to be projects that are going to happen in the future, and this is a great opportunity for all of us as a region to go after some of those regional dollars. And we'd really like to continue the planning on different projects that might happen on intersections, or, as development occurs, we may need to do more work than the developer may be responsible for. So I think it's an opportunity for all of us to look at maybe working together and going after some grant dollars and really making some safety improvements, as Pepper is talking about, but also address a lot of the, some of the congestion and those kinds of things that are happening on that corridor too, especially when 34, there's an accident there, everybody's taking the Freedom Parkway. So I think it's a very important project. I think the coalition is excited to keep meeting, and I think there's going to be some funding out there that we can all go after. And I just want to say thank you to all the staff and to Elizabeth especially that has participated. I really appreciate it. And I think we only have 2 more municipalities that have to adopt after tonight, and that's Greeley and Loveland, and they're both here tonight. And I think both of them are adopting on the 4th, December 4th, the 6th. I thought it was the 4th. And then as soon as everybody's done, then the county will adopt it on the 12th of December, and we'll be all done and can move forward with planning some of the projects that are coming up. So just want to say thank you, and probably this will be my last time in front of you as county commissioner, so really appreciate you bringing me up, and just want to say thank you for what you all do and for working with the county. We look forward to working with all of the town of Milliken staff and town board in the future. So thanks for having us tonight. And as Pepper mentioned, I also recommend that you approve it tonight. Thank you.
Thanks, Commissioner. Well, I'd like to thank everybody for coming out and supporting this intergovernmental agreement. And Pepper, I do want to say that both in our last meeting and this meeting, you've done a great job. Thank you. Any other discussion? I'll take a motion.
I move that we adopt the intergovernmental agreement regarding an access control plan. I'm sorry, I'm going to have trouble seeing this.
That's good.
For portions of State Highway 402, Larimer County Road 18, Well County Road 54, and 37th Street, collectively also known as Freedom Parkway, among the town of Johnstown, the city of Loveland, the town of Milliken, the city of Greeley, the city of Evans, the town of Kersey, Larimer County, and Weld County.
Second.
Town clerk, please call for a vote.
Yes, ma'am. Trustee Burek.
Yes.
Trustee Wakeman.
Yes.
Trustee Smith.
Yes.
Trustee Trailer.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Austin.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion passed.
So do I have to sign that?
Yes. Probably.
Sorry, quick question. Am I the one that signs it since it's tonight, or does Mayor Woodcock sign it?
I think either one can sign.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if we had to adjust the resolution for that.
No.
Okay. Perfect. Now we can move on.
IGA. Yeah.
Okay. And our next action item is the consideration and approval of Resolution 18-35, which is an employment agreement for the town administrator position.
Mayor Pro Tem and Board of Trustees, I have been negotiating with Mr. Singwald the attached employment agreement based on the direction from the board at the last meeting in executive session. And we are sorry to see Mr. Wiest eventually step down as interim town administrator. He's served the town and you very well, and I know you appreciate his service. And the new employment agreement is attached to the resolution. If you have any questions about that, please feel free to ask me or Mr. Singwall. But I do understand that Mr. Singwall has been in the town working and hit the ground running. So with that, I'll entertain any questions you may have.
I do have a question. Anybody else first? That's kind of rude of me. I apologize. Go ahead. Okay. So I have a question. Mr. Singwall has been in town since November 19th. The contract states on the 19th. Is that when his pay starts, is on the 19th?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay, just
I was waiting for a legal opinion on
Yeah.
that.
You know, we had talked together about having the effective date be the 19th or the 28th, but since he's been in town
yes.
hall every day working, we took the position that it would be effective as of that date.
Just clarifying.
Yes.
The understanding at the executive session was that any amount of time that can be spent with Leonard is well spent, and he is a wealth of information and knowledge of the surrounding area and Milliken, and it's been very valuable time. And I've learned a lot. I've gotten a lot of the groundwork done, and more importantly, I'm still here. And getting pretty excited about the challenges and the opportunity.
We should have approved your contract and then let you start working because we're afraid you're going to run away. There you go. Any other discussion? Comments?
I did not pay him to say that.
Okay. Okay. Trustee Wakeman?
So it's been
Anything else?
clarified that the contract is effective, or his employment date is effective November 19th.
Correct.
I believe that Leonard is with us through December 31st. Who's in charge? I'm assuming you both will get along perfectly, but is there any, do we need any clarification there for you?
I'll defer to Leonard on that. It's, there's more to gray hair than old bones. He knows a lot, and he's got a lot of projects underway, and we'll just work into it as he sees fit. I'm too old to have a big ego. I've done all the things that I've wanted to do, and I'm ready to take the reins on this project when it's appropriate, and when it's appropriate, we'll all know it.
Well, I think we're about to have the best month possible with both of you working together on this, and I think
And what a
for
great
that-
time to start when you have the Employee Appreciation Day and everybody's smiling and happy. I enjoyed that.
Any other questions, concerns, or comments? Okay. Hearing none, I'll take a motion.
Move to adjourn?
No, that's a little premature.
I move we adopt resolution number 18-35, a resolution of the Town of Milliken Board of Trustees approving an employment agreement with Tim Singwald to serve as town administrator.
Second.
Who seconded, I'm sorry.
Sorry, I was yawning.
Yes. Town clerk, please call for a vote.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Trustee Trailer,
Yes.
Trustee Wakeman,
Yes.
Trustee Smith,
Yes.
Trustee Burak,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Austin.
Yes.
Motion passed.
Okay, we have, oh. We do have one discussion item. We do need to move the meeting in December. The final meeting was scheduled, I believe, for the 26th, which is, we will not have a quorum because of board members out of town. After some calling around, I believe our town clerk has a solution. Cheryl Powell?
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. Yes, we were looking at December 18th. It's a Tuesday evening to hold that second meeting in December. It's imperative. We do the list of bills, acknowledge the pay list of bills once a month, and it'd probably be a short meeting, but a necessary one.
Agree. Any discussion, any concerns?
And it starts at 5?
Correct.
Yes.
So the regular meeting will be at 5. Will we have a work session?
The work session will start at 5, and
Oh,
the
I'm
regular
sorry.
meeting will
I
start at
missed all of
6:30.
this.
Yes.
So it'll be our regular schedule.
Correct.
Except on a Tuesday.
Correct.
And if it's approved, I will go ahead and publish the meeting date change.
Should we take a vote on that?
So then can I ask them both, so we'll have a meeting on the 12th and then also on the 18th, is that
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
Okay, just to clarify.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Done. We moved the meeting. Not really. We just did it. Okay, no other businesses before the board tonight, so I'll take a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn?
Second it.
Okay. It is 7:05 and this meeting is now adjourned. Thank you everyone for attending. Have a good evening.